Our economy comprises several dogmas without us recognizing it. Blue economy provides a simple and clear ethical framework to overcome these long belief stories. Günther Pauli gives us an illustrative example to understand the main motives of dogma and why it doesn't bring us any forward.
Because we have another dogma, and the other dogma is that we thought, and we've been told, that first you're in agriculture, first you're an agro-society. And how do we look at agricultural societies? We look at them as being backwards. Because someone put in our brain, this is the dogma, someone put in our brain that agriculture means you're an underdeveloped country. If you are developing, you should have industry. Okay. So you move from agriculture to industry, and then comes what? And the services industry. And then, as you said, Joachim, then you are in the knowledge industry. And then, who's going to feed me? Who's going to feed me? You know, the amazing thing is that we all believe that this is true. We believe that this dogma of economic development is to take us from agriculture to industry to services to knowledge. And then what?
Poverty.
And then poverty. Then massive unemployment. I mean, this is what we have, particularly youth unemployment. 25% worldwide. 25%. No chance to recover because we have a very efficient economy. We don't need people. You feel how this is really not very, I mean, it's amazing they can hold this up, huh? It's amazing that you have policymakers all around the world, you know, going blindly into that same direction. Because we have a dogma. That is a dogma. That's one of the worst dogmas we have in development.
But you know what? Big economists say, like, particularly to the development, you know, economists say, growth will, you know, lead us both will develop and developing countries meet each other at some certain point of the income. So this is also something like dogma. Because the more we grow up, you know, the more the gap between the poor and the rich.
Well, the statistics are very obvious. Even in America, the difference between the rich and the poor is dramatically increasing. Dramatically, yeah. It's exponentially growing.
Yeah. But can they call that statement like dogma?
Yeah.
It's a lie to the people.
Well,
make people fool.
But if everyone believes it, then that's the reality.
Yeah, but it's improved eventually. Right.
Well, this is one of the big challenges we have, is that we believe that it is, and therefore it is. So therefore we need a very clear and simple ethical framework. And therefore any project of the blue economy always has to ask itself the question, are you only having one benefit? You only have one benefit. You're not meeting basic needs. Because with one, you can't do it. So this is a very important point, that we are in need of looking at reality by doing initiatives where you know that whatever you're doing, you're having multiple benefits. Because why are you doing it otherwise? And if you have multiple benefits, you actually extract yourself from that economy of scale thinking. You get out of it. Because economy of scale, you only can maximize one. I mean, mathematically, you cannot maximize two. So the whole mathematical modeling that supports our management is having one parameter of success only. So we're actually translating dogma into I would call it calculus. Did I use the wrong one? No, it's influent. Thank you. It's calculus. All calculation methods that we have, our mathematics today only allow you to maximize one. It's very interesting. I don't know if you ever thought about mathematics, but we can only maximize one. You cannot maximize. You can look for an optimum, but not for a maximum. And you cannot have a maximum and a minimum at the same time. Only one. So as a result, the way we put logic to our dogma allows us not to get out of the straitjacket. So one of the main things is why I never do the calculations. Is because I do the calculations, everyone is kind of forced to come with this one. So don't do the calculations. You're accountable, but very different. So that is why I'm very happy that Luigi Vistagnino will be here, Gino Vistagnino. You will enjoy the way that he looks at the whole system. And you can still calculate, but not with the way that we traditionally calculate. It doesn't work. So we have to realize if we want to get out of this macro vision, at the same time we have to get out of the instrumentation we use. The instrumentation we're using is forcing us to continue on the economies of scale, maximization of profit or cash flow logic, which supports this whole logic, because if you manage the networks of information, you make more money than the farmers ever can get. The big problem is that why do we move from agriculture to industry? Because the way we've set up earnings for the farmers can't survive. They only aspire to become industrialists. Because we never pay. Now when you go to the supermarket and you pay 100 for a cookie, say unit 100, how much ends up in the pocket of the farmer? If you get to 5, then you are a rich farmer. Now, if on top of that you're securing that this is a fresh product, that it is a cold product, like an ice cream or a milk, who makes most money? No, supermarkets don't make much money.
The trader.
The one who packages.
The trader.
You make more money on packaging than you make on what's inside the package. Now, excuse me, I mean packaging makes more money than the one who got the food. I submit to you that I think we can do better. And so the problem is that, though, again, we have standardized. Now we have standardized, we've gone for economies of scale, and so we've gone through this calculus. I would like to tell you and insist on that. Within the blue economy logic, we avoid calculations. We work with images. We work with stories. We work with cases. And I'm not saying numbers are irrelevant. I'm not saying they're irrelevant. I'm saying they're secondary. They're totally secondary.